Sleeper Wire, the only fantasy football radio show with more than a dozen multi-time, multi-league, multi-year champions. Listen to the Sleeper Wire show every Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern on Dash Talk.
For all to you all the pain, all the way.
Welcome, Sleepers, to another amazing Monday mock. With me today is the beautiful, oh my god, I was a professor, Prophet Hoos. Hoos,
yes.
What's up, brother?
Get it right, man.
Get it right? I haven't worked with Chris in so long, it's crazy. I just miss him way too much. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I did a show with him earlier today. I felt magnificent afterwards.
I believe it. But, we can't leave out Fantasy's darling. Mike, how are you?
Good.
Dirty Jobs.
Dirty Jobs, Mike. That's right.
Dirty Jobs? I like the Fantasy darling better. I know Nick coined that, but I like it better. So, with us today drafting is Nathan with the first overall pick. Drafting second is J. You guys know I'm terrible at pronouncing your SleeperBot names.
J. Rojas.
Is J. Rojas 01.
That's J. Rojas.
J. Rojas. Number
That's
3
Rojas.
is Slick Hick. Sorry, the draft already started, so I got to pick someone.
Kuna Matatas.
Kuna Matatas. And then we have Steve, producer Steve, at number 5. You're screwing me all up. Number 6 is T. Perez. 7 is ISU Jeff. We have Suck My Dixon, J Money 707, yours truly, Wolf 8, and the Darling. Now, Hussein isn't going to be in this draft, but he can observe it. He can't see who's left on the board, so I'm actually kind of excited to see how he feels the draft progresses, not knowing who's left. I mean, you're going to have an idea for the first few rounds. But
So far, it's pretty first roundy. Roundy.
Let me just read off real quick who we got so far. So David Johnson, draft first, no surprise. Then followed with Le'Veon Bell, Julio Jones, LaShawn McCoy, Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, Devonta Freeman, AJ Green, Jordy Nelson, Melvin Gordon, Mike Evans, and the final pick of the first round was DeMarco Murray. And then, Darling, you followed it up with Jordan Howard. You going running back heavy this time?
This time, I like to either see how the running backs fall to me or the receivers fall to me. And this time, I typically can pick up A.J. Green and Jordy Nelson right there, but not today, apparently.
Now, are you picking at 12 in any of your respective leagues? Is that why you picked 12, or it was kind of left?
Yep, nope. I'll actually be picking 12 in one of my 12 teamers on Sunday.
Nice. 12 is a good position this year, for sure.
I don't know when I pick in any of my leagues until I get there. I kind of like that. So it's this year I prefer to draft later. This year in my quote-unquote big money league, Superflex, I got the 4th overall pick, and I ended up trading that for the 9th. I was pretty happy with it. I think my draft turned out all right.
I did some trading as well. And so far, I think the only thing I can call out, I guess, for me, and this is just myself, and you can explain this, Max, because you picked them up, Ezekiel Elliott. 3rd pick in the second round.
Yeah, I love Zeke. I think his suspension is going to be overturned, personally.
Completely.
I don't know if it's completely, because the NFL doesn't... The suspensions don't have to follow the legal precedents at all.
No.
The suspensions are all how they feel. And Goodell felt like he needed a quote-unquote impartial committee to suspend him. I don't know. I didn't like it, personally. I think it's going to be knocked down to, at most, 3, hopefully. Hopefully. But if you do draft Zeke in the second round, I don't blame you, because he's probably not going to get to you in the 3rd. And just get another running back to hold for at most 6 weeks.
So right now you're looking at Melvin Gordon and Ezekiel Elliott. If what you say is true, man, that's a sexy running back combo. So I don't fault you there. I'm just a little I'm probably not going to have him on any of my teams if he's going to go in the second round.
So far, I only have one draft done, and I took Ezekiel Elliott in the second because, realistically, like I said, everyone, when I drafted him, I had the 9th pick in that last draft. I took him second round, second pick, and people gave me a lot of crap. They're like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I was like, would you guys take him in the third? And they were like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have
Right.
got to me then, so
Yeah.
like, I want him.
Right. Yeah. If you want him, you're gonna have to take him, I guess, that early.
Yeah.
You know, what do you guys think? I know you probably spoke about this. This is what the 6th mock, Monday mock. So you guys probably have talked about this.
I don't know. If his suspension gets lifted, if you're picking up Ezekiel Elliott in the 2nd round, that's going to probably.
Oh yeah, but I mean, do we think that that's really going to happen, Mike? Do you think it's going to get lifted?
I honestly do.
Wow.
To me, without criminal charges standing, it just, I don't know. I mean, you'll see his ADP rise or fall as the direct result of what happens with that appeal call. I think 3rd round or later if he gets 6 games. I'm with you on that 100%. But if it's 3 games, I think middle, 2nd, late 2nd, you're probably getting a pretty good steal there.
Yeah.
Too. But
that's completely fair. That's completely fair.
Well,
I just think they screwed up so much.
What was Le'Veon Bell's ADP? And
Well, he had 4. He had 4. He got suspended 4 games, and they knocked off 1 for smoking.
Yeah.
So I just think for beating someone,
but
and this is all alleged. It's alleged. It's alleged, right?
Well, supposedly this suspension also factors in where he tore the girl's shirt down.
Well, yeah. I mean, you add it just the rest of his off season, but I guess we'll move on to the rest because you've probably been talking about.
Yeah, we've been talking about Zeke for a while. So after Zeke was Jay Ajayi, Todd Gurley, who I love this year, followed by Amari Cooper, Des Bryant, T.Y. Hilton, Terrell Pryor, who the chat's saying is a reach, and I kind of agree is a reach.
I say that's a reach as well.
Brandon Cooks, who I don't like, Doug Baldwin, who I don't like in the 2nd round.
Reach.
Aaron Rodgers, I understand it. I don't like drafting quarterbacks necessarily. 3rd round starts off with Tyreek Hill, who honestly, maybe a reach. It's a PPR. I do like him. Guy has huge play potential. Christian McCaffrey, who has been looking fantastic.
Reach.
And Rob Gronkowski, Dalvin Cook, Lamar Miller, which I feel like Lamar Miller should have been drafted over Cooks, Baldwin, McCaffrey, and Dalvin Cook, and Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Because he's a known commodity. Yep. But, I mean, they're not my team.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. At the end of the day, if you guys are going to listen back at this, we're not dogging you. This is your draft. Who knows? You might have the best team at the end of the season. This is a mock, so no way we're going to know. But maybe you'll screenshot some, and that'll be fun to look at towards the end of the year. So maybe we'll do some of those.
I noticed you said reach a lot right there. Reach.
Yeah, I did. I did.
You noticed I didn't argue with you.
Yeah. So what do you? So I will say Dalvin Cook is the only one I'm falling for there.
I like Doug Baldwin. And where he got him. I think Doug Baldwin's.
That's not bad.
The Hawks are looking on fire this year. Like I think they're going to be something to watch. So I like him, but other than that, I don't like Brandon Cooks. I think Terrell Pryor. I think you can get an equal receiver a lot later. Tyreek Hill, Aaron Rodgers in the 2nd either. I just cannot. I'm with you. I cannot grab a quarterback that early. Just lock you into the quarterback all season. And I guess if you're going to do that, do it with Aaron Rodgers and Tom.
If this is a six touchdown, 6 points. I guess I don't. If he took him in the 3rd round, I guess 25 overall. I guess maybe we're not. But he's got back to back.
Well,
it's not the worst.
I can understand the reach. I just don't like it.
Yeah,
But after Miller, we had Leonard Fournette and Demaryius Thomas, and we were waiting on Suck My Dixon. But with me,
Thomas, how about that guy?
I had a guy at my job. He was picking my brain about fantasy stuff. He's like, "You're the pro. You're the pro. You're the pro. You're the pro." The thing is, after being in this industry, quote unquote, for a few years, I think we can all agree there's really no such thing as a pro. All we are guys who study more than the average person.
We're good guessers.
Yeah, we're really good guessers. No, we go above and beyond. You know what I mean? We look at a lot of analysis.
For sure.
And I was telling this gentleman who was talking to me, I was like, because he had a million questions, and I was like, dude, I'm working. I'm kind of busy. Email me, tweet me or something. But me and him were talking, and I'm going to reach right here. Hold on. Actually,
I'm going to reach here.
Isaiah Crowell. Wow, that's late for him.
That's like beautiful. I really like that. I'm not mad at the Hopkins pick either that late. But I think he's going to get force fed, especially with the.
I like Hopkins.
Yeah.
But I'm going to finish the story real quick. So I was talking to him, and I was like, like, I'm working, I'm kind of busy. He's like, you can email me. And he's like, oh, come on, man. I answered like 4 or 5 of his questions when we were standing there. And I told him, I was like, the biggest difference between me and you is I'm obsessed. And he's like, oh, so am I. And I was like, no.
No, you're not. Are you waking up at 3:30 in the morning to pick up guys off of waivers?
Yeah, it's like...
I know I do. 3:31.
Like... I'm in a few leagues that don't have waivers, and I make upwards of 200 moves a season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm reading so many articles, and I'm the guy who's up at 6 a.m. on Sunday reading things. I'm the guy, if I know my waiver wire ends Wednesday at 1 a.m., I'm up at 1:15 trying to get guys real quick. You know what I mean? Like, see who's available, see what I can get. And I was like, it's just being obsessed. And he's like, well, that's why I ask you. And I was like, I understand that, but, it helps to be educated in the thing. And I can be wrong. That's the biggest thing. It's like, I'm not infallible. I can definitely be wrong.
We're all always wrong. And we're all always right.
If you come out of this industry with like a better than 5% success rate, you're doing phenomenal. Like,
yes.
I mean, just
it's one of those things where it's like,
nice Alshon pick.
Thank you. I do, I think we all do pretty well in football. You guys made fun of me in our Sleeper Wire league last year. I ended up coming in second. But at the same time, we were in other leagues together where I got killed. Right. You know what I mean? And what I genuinely think, knowing your league and knowing who you're with.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm sorry, I'm reading Steve's comment. Oh my God. Superwire Max just said, I can be wrong. This has to be due to the eclipse. It might be.
Yeah.
But knowing your league is a huge fact. Like, this is more like this block, because we're so close to draft season, we're in draft season. It's one of those things where knowing your league is the biggest thing. Like, I had 2 friends join my super flex league this year, and I was warning them before the draft. I was like, you guys, like, a reach for a quarterback isn't really a reach in this draft. Like, a majority of the quarterbacks will be gone. And when it was all said and done, one of my best friends was like, your team sucks. Like, you didn't do well. An hour later, after the draft, he's calling me, hey, can you trade me player X and Y? I really need them. Because I didn't draft properly, because he didn't know how the league worked. He didn't understand why I took... Yeah, he didn't understand why I was reaching for certain players at certain points. It's like, because I know they're not going to be there when they come back. And that's, like, the biggest thing.
All right, so round 3, we're almost at the end of round 4 here. We got some catching up to do. We stopped at Demaryius Thomas, I believe. Oh, no, we stopped at Isaiah Crowell because we were just in shock that that guy fell to the 3rd round. That's about where you want him. Then Keenan Allen, Marshawn Lynch win. I'm not a fan of Marshawn Lynch, but at the end of the 3rd round, sure. Allen Robinson went. 4th round starts. Adams, Tom Brady, Alshon Jeffrey, Michael Crabtree. Love Michael Crabtree this year.
Yeah, me too.
Ty Montgomery. I think that's kind of high. I don't.
This is a PPR. Keep in mind, it's a 12.
I just don't think that he's gonna keep his job. I think he's going to lose both jobs. I think he's going to lose his receiving job and his running back job. Randall Cobb was banged up most of the season. He's back, basically. And Ty Montgomery was a guy that was there because they had nothing else.
Guys, remember when I said I can be wrong? I lied. I'm not wrong. Draft Ty Montgomery. He's great.
Draft Ty Montgomery. Don't draft him in the 4th round. Do not draft Spencer Ware in the 4th round. Man, that's a reach.
My best friend drafted Spencer Ware, and I took Kareem Hunt.
I'm sorry, Jay Rojas. Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, Spencer Ware, honestly, right now, Spencer Ware still has the job. All right, someone in the chat is asking us our thoughts on Martavius Bryant, and honestly, I love him. I'm expecting a huge season from him. He's great. If he can just stop smoking weed, he's awesome.
Yeah,
that's one thing
I like Bryant.
Like, is the fact that he's got kind of a colored history as far as that goes, but he seems to have his head on straight. I think he's going to have an explosive season. Sorry about that, Hoos.
No, you're good, dude.
Now, I got a question for both of you real quick. Pick 46 and pick 47. It's the tail end of the 4th round. Carlos Hyde and Spencer Ware. Now, Hoos, you already showed some disdain for Spencer Ware, even though technically he is the starter right now. I kind of agree. But I just feel like these 2 running backs, people need to do more research. What's his name? Joe Williams? Is that the running back?
Yeah, Joe Williams for San Fran.
I believe he's going to take over for Carlos Hyde because the team looks like they want to move on. And Spencer
Also
Ware,
Tim Hightower too. I mean, they just brought in
Tim Hightower's nice.
Yeah,
he's older,
they have
but he's
Capri
nice.
Bibbs. It's like I'm not that Capri Bibbs is nice, but I don't know. I think Carlos Hyde is going to get traded, but I don't really like that piece. That
darling, you're going to have to interject because me and Hoos are on, and we can go on forever.
Yeah, no worries. I try to hop in there every now and again. Carlos Hyde to me is just, it depends on where he lands is kind of where I'm at with that guy. Because if he stays where he's at, he's not even on my radar. ADP at all. I don't think I'd be drafting this guy until I knew where he was going first.
Steve has a really nice looking team so far through round 5, I think.
You're just a Jarvis Landry fan, and he picked up Jarvis Landry right there.
I'm a huge Jarvis.
You know what? I'm really not. I just did a
great
Jarvis
debate fan of
with,
the bunch.
I dogged. If you listen to the great debates that came out today, or yesterday, if this come out, I dogged Jarvis Landry, and I really want to feel better about him. But in the 5th round, I mean, you can't fail in the 5th round,
All right. But do we all agree that Spencer Ware is going to be replaced this year at some point by Kadeem Carey?
Yeah. Oh, Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt. Oh my God.
Kareem Hunt, man. Kareem Hunt is going to replace him from week 1. I've been calling this guy's since the beginning of the offseason. We had Jake Seeley on, and everybody gave their sleepers. And Jake is a big fan of Ty Montgomery's supposed backup, Jamal Williams. So I agreed with him there. And then he agreed with me when I said Spencer Ware is bad and Kareem Hunt is going to take his job day 1.
He looks great.
I probably was the first on board to say that. If I don't say so, everybody caught up. But
yeah, I caught up.
Jay
I will
Rojas
say, you were on the train before I was. Oh, come on, don't make me auto draft for you.
I was thinking that, but then I watched Kansas City's preseason, and I mean, I'm telling you, I am not quite where you guys are with Spencer Ware right now. I kind of feel like he's running with some purpose out there, and he kind of looks like he's got. I mean, you got to figure he's got to be hearing this news too. He's in the NFL. He's got to know that this little Kareem Hunt guy is going to come out of nowhere and take his job. According to
he's big Kareem Hunt. He's big Kareem.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I don't know. I think he might actually stay the starter this year. I'm kind of leaning out for Spencer Ware. He is
talented, so he could.
Given off of what though? Why would you say this? Based off of
very talented.
They moved up. They moved up for Big Reem Hunt. He's been playing pretty much with the first teams all off season.
I understand, but at the same time,
all off season, guys. You guys ignoring the signs.
I agree with you, but Spencer Ware is still very talented. But before we get stuck on this forever, let's just catch up on the draft. So we had Travis Kelce go start the 5th. We had Jamison Crowder, Julian Edelman, Bilal Powell, which we will talk about, Calvin Benjamin, Jarvis Landry, Mark Ingram, Joe Mixon, Danny Woodhead, Jimmy Graham, and now it's my pick.
And now it's your pick. And who are you going to pick? You got 2 receivers, 2 running backs, now 3 running backs. Okay.
I'll take Amir Abdullah. Now, the chat blew up because Bilal Powell. And the person who drafted him, Slick Hick, said he was better than Le'Veon Bell at the end of the season. Do people forget Matt Forte is still on the Jets?
Yeah, but he's injured and he's not going to even play week 1. So
yeah, week 1. So you make your his running backs right now are Carlos Hyde and Bilal Powell. Slick Hick, I do like your Julio Jones pick. I don't like your Cooks pick. Your 3rd round for Gronk was a reach, but I get it. Buddy, listen to the show.
I like 27 and 51 for him, and obviously I like Julio. I think Julio is the best wide receiver.
You like Bilal Powell and Gronk?
I do there. But I don't like Julio where he picked him. I like Julio. I think he's the best receiver. I guess when I'm looking at the draft, Lev is gone. I think I still want McCoy over. I think I want McCoy. I want Freeman and Gordon.
Well, the issue with
Julio.
The issue with McCoy is what are the Bills doing? There's a rumor he might go back to Philly.
No, I'm not buying that one.
There's a rumor that the Phillies want to just load Bills with draft picks in young players to get McCoy back, which would be cool. I don't see it happening, but the Bills are kind of imploding.
Yeah, I mean they're doing what the Jets are doing now, and they realize it's time, and they're looking beautiful. I mean, if they do what they need to management wise, I mean with these picks, they've got 2 second rounds, 2 third rounds, 2 fourths. That's insane. I mean they're going to have some nice talent to choose from next year. They should have it's a good quarterback pool. If they're not happy with Tyrod, I know Tyrod didn't look that great.
He signs an extension instead of going elsewhere, and then they just thank him for signing a team-friendly extension by letting 2 of their receivers leave in free agency, trading away their best receiver, and now Anquan Bolden retires, and Jordan Matthews broke his finger or something. He got hurt somehow.
Jordan Matthews has the chest issue.
I'm thinking Marcus Wheaton broke his finger. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Marcus Wheaton. Yeah. I'm not in love with the Bolden news. I was in the same episode with Jake Staley. I also we were saying who's the best rookie wide receivers, and I thought that Zay Jones would be the most productive this year. I know Corey Davis is a stellar guy, but I just thought that Zay Jones, with the way they use Tyrod, I thought he was going to check down a lot, and not only that, they're going to move him to the outside. Zay Jones is going to be a steal for you.
Zay Jones just became the only receiver in Buffalo.
Yeah.
His value just skyrocketed.
Yeah. Where are you feeling like you might take him?
I'm not having to grab him anytime before about the 11th or 12th round.
Yeah,
I haven't mocked since the Bolden news, which was last night. So
we'll see.
If he actually takes a thump up right now.
Hey, Who's got a question for you, because I know you love the sleepers and everything. What's his name? Galladay for the Lions?
Yeah, Galladay.
What do you think?
I think he's got a lot of guys in front of him, but I mean, he does have that upside. I mean, he does have that red zone upside that Bolden basically was there for. I just think that Marvin Jones is going to have a much better second year in the offense, and I think he's going to be the touchdown guy there. Golden Tate's still the best wide receiver to own. Right after that, I say Marvin Jones is very close to cusp of wide receiver 2. I'd have him right now as a wide receiver 3 on the back end, but I think he does have wide receiver 2 upside. But Galladay, he's got some talent. I mean, I would not be surprised at all to see Galladay. I'm not going to say he's going to be a wide receiver 2, but he can be a wide receiver 3, if he's going to be a touchdown guy, if he's just catching touchdowns. I'm just not going to bank on it right now. The preseason, I like buying into the preseason. Like, for instance, I like buying into who's the guy on the San Fran that was great. He was supposed to be great last year, and then he got injured. Why am I forgetting his name? And he lit it up couple games.
Oh, you
ago.
Loved him. It wasn't Bruce Ellington. Was it Bruce Ellington?
Yes, Ellington.
Bruce Ellington. Yeah.
Yes, it was Bruce Ellington, and he had. I think that can roll over. What he just did I think that can roll over in that preseason game. I think he rolls that over.
But we think about this. Eric Ebron, let's just let it go. I'm so done with him as a player in the NFL. I'm sure he's a great guy. I just don't like him.
I mean, he's injured again. So
Marvin Jones is tight end. Kind of how I wanted Anquan Bolden doing that. He's a big physical guy. I think he'd be awesome at tight end. What do you guys think?
Dirty?
Who were you saying? Sorry, I lost you. I was typing on Sleeper Wire chat at the same time.
Marvin Jones as tight end for the Lions. I think it would be awesome. Just cut Eric Ebron.
Be better than Ebron.
Well, I mean, he'd
play
more than Ebron.
He'd be on the field, so
he'd play more than Ebron. But guys, let's catch up on this draft real quick. Where did we leave off? Last I heard was Jarvis Landry. No, it was Amir Abdullah by me. Then I went C.J. Anderson, Emmanuel Sanders to start the 6. I went Doug Martin, Greg Olson. I grabbed Devontae Parker. I went Stephon Diggs, Sammy Watkins, Matt Ryan, Mike Gillislee, who I don't think is going to be the starter, Paul Perkins for the Giants, who they've already said they want Vereen, Jeremy Maclin, Darren McFadden, Adrian Peterson, Eric Decker, who I do like, for the 7th, Tevin Coleman, Russell Wilson, Zach Ertz, Rob Kelly, Brandon Marshall, Jordan Reed. I read that fast. I'm sorry, but just listen to it a few times. So, guys, anything there standing out to you? Because I know I touched on 2 real quick that I don't like, but that's my own personal gut feeling. What do you think? I know you have feelings about Washington's backfield.
Yeah. Did anyone take anyone from Washington's backfield? Oh yeah, Rob Kelly. Rob Kelly in the what's that's the 6th round, 7th, 7th round. I like that. He's got Paul Perkins, Lamar Miller, and Rob Kelly. I would like. I'm not really in love with Paul Perkins, and I'm a Giants fan. I'm not in love with him.
Like I said, that's an ugly running back core for a guy you said you like.
I like Kelly. I like Kelly, and I like Lamar Miller. I don't like Perkins as much. I think Rob Kelly will hold on to the job long enough for you to find a guy off waivers, that's going to help you. That's probably going to be a top 10 guy. Because we're always finding waiver guys, top 10 guys off a waiver wire. I mean, look at Jordan Howard. That Tariq Cohen, that guy looked good too. I'm not fading Jordan Howard at all, but while we're talking about him, that Tariq Cohen guy looked pretty good too. So you just never know. I do like Rob Kelly. I like the rest of this is Steve's team on top of that. Yeah, I don't really like that Paul Perkins pick. I think it's going to be a 3-headed monster, and it's not what anyone wants. And Marvin Jones is just gone to max as he timed out.
I just needed another receiver. I was just looking it over. I like Devontae Parker this year based on the fact that Cutler called him a faster Alshon. And I think we all know how much Cutler likes throwing to Alshon, so looks like good things are ahead for him.
He likes to zero in on his guys. I do like Diggs, next. I think Diggs has a chance to be close to a top to 201. I think he's probably floating around that 16 mark right now for me. Yep. Sammy Watkins, I'm so down on him. I think Cooper Kupp is probably going to. Damn it, man! It feels so nasty.
Sammy Watkins' talent. You can't knock.
I'm not knocking his talent. The guy is the top 5. He should be in the first round. If he had a more. I don't know. Maybe Goff takes a step. So I'm not willing to write him off yet.
When they're on the field, they're elite, but they're on the field less than half the season.
Yeah, he just doesn't seem to. I don't know. I think he's going to check down a lot, and Kupp's going to be there. And Kupp is going to be another interesting piece in PPR. He's probably going to go undrafted as of right now, unless you're in a deeper league, more than 12 teams, or you're in a best ball. Other than that, I like where. Let me see where. That was pretty much it. Other than that, I like the Darren McFadden. I like the fact that Slick Hick got Darren McFadden in the 6th round. I was kind of questioning where I'm going to take him myself. I don't know yet. I might take him a little bit earlier. I still in the 6th.
Who's call me crazy? Just get out of the way now.
Crazy.
All right, thanks. So Lacey is looking beast. All right, I see you, darling. But I'm thinking Ronnie Hillman might be the starter.
He is a good running back. I watched him in Denver for years, but I'm more on the Alfred Morris train than I'm on anybody's.
See, I was initially on the Alfred Morris train, and then my friend's like, my friend goes, Ronnie Hillman runs almost as good as Alfred Morris. And I was like, yeah, he does. And he's like, Ronnie Hillman can catch.
The problem with Ronnie Hillman is he fumbles. But so does Darren McFadden. They all fumble, actually.
You got to think. You got 2 28-year-olds and a 26-year-old. I think the 26-year-old is probably going to have the best chance of, showing something he hasn't shown yet. And Ronnie Hillman's already showed that he can be an elite running back. He does have a fumbling problem, but so does Alfred Morris. And Darren McFadden does too. And Darren McFadden has an injury problem. Dude likes getting hurt.
I think it's worth the risk in the 5th or 6th round.
No, it's definitely worth the risk. I just personally I'm not drafting. I'll take Zeke, but personally, my money's going to be on Ronnie Hillman. But I grabbed Kareem Hunt, so I don't got to worry about that.
That's a steal at this point, I think. And where'd you get him? That's the 8th round. That's ridiculous. Shame on you all. But thank you. If you're going to continue to draft that way, and you're in a draft with me, that means I've got him super early, or super late, I should say, because I'm taking Kareem Hunt right around. I'm taking him round 6, round 5 right now, because I believe he's better than basically everyone. He's in that Mark Ingram, Bilal Powell conversation for me. I'm already putting him as a 1. So I feel like I can draft him. Yeah, for sure. I do think he's better than those guys, but I feel as far as where you're going to draft him, I think he's a RB1, but I'm not going to draft him as a RB1. You know, I just think that after even Carlos Hyde, Spencer Ware situation, round 4, I'm not going to draft him in round 4, but if someone picked him in round 4, I'd just be mad, you know, be like, shit, you know, like, but it's not going to happen. You know, this is appropriate. Hopefully all the leagues go this way. Keep fading him, guys. You're doing beautiful.
See, the issue with me is that I'm like lamenting our draft because I hate drafting against quote unquote pros who I discuss my draft strategies with on a daily basis. And it's like, God, he knows who I want. I know he like. It'd be like, I know he wants. He knows who I want. Like he could just take this dude, and it's gonna ruin my draft, and it'll be a 1-round reach for him. But like he knows he's screwing me, and I know that like the guy that he wants, I don't want. It's just like there are things that are gonna happen this draft intentionally. Like when we do our draft, that it's gonna get me so mad. Which is why I had to go 0 RB last year because you guys just scooped every running back. I mean, it worked out for me, but it was rough. Where did we leave off? So we left
probably right around Marvin Jones, was it, or did we get
So Marvin Jones, Pierre Garçon to start the 7th. It went Eddie Lacy, Deshaun Jackson, Kareem Hunt, Dante Moncrief, Delaney Walker, Frank Gore, Theo Riddick, Derek Carr, Cameron Meredith, Jordan Matthews, Tyler Eifert, Terrell Williams. To start the 8th, it went Thomas Rawls, Andrew Luck, and now we're waiting. Man, you guys ever have like a speech impediment and want to learn how to talk?
This is round 9, by the way. So the last round...
I said speech impediment. I didn't say learn how to do math.
Yeah. Well, I've been hanging out with Chris maybe a little bit too long, and, you know, his math skills are rubbing off, I guess.
Unfortunately, we're on the SleeperBot draft thing, which is the board, and I scrolled down, so my top 2 were completely cut off, so I just can't.
Yeah. So right now we're in the 9th.
That's the excuse I'll use.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine excuse. We'll accept it at the moment.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, so far, what are you guys thinking about this draft? I mean, we're in the 9th round.
I hate Slick Hicks' team.
Slick Hicks' team. You hate his team. I like a couple of his picks. But who knows?
The team I like the most right now. I mean, I actually think this is going to sound very strange coming out of my mouth. I feel like Darling went too running back heavy. Whoa, that sounds weird.
Just wait until you see what kind of receivers I can pick up on the back end, though.
I believe it. It's PPR, so anything's possible. It's just one of those things where it's like you have 5, and I have 4, and I drafted a lot of running backs. But I do like your running backs, so you really can't knock that either. And you have solid receivers, so it's not like it's a bad thing either. Because you went Murray, Howard, Robinson, Devontae Adams, Sanders, Doug Martin, Derrick Henry, Eddie Lacy. So it's like I like all those. I think me and you have the best team right now. I do like O'Nathan's, though. I think he has a solid little team going there if Adrian Peterson kind of holds on to the top spot.
I never thought I'd see that day, you know? Talking about a guy who used to go first, and now he's fallen all the way down to the 7th round, and who knows, this guy could come back out and be a running back 1 again.
I think Jay Money has my favorite team so far. He's got Jordy, Ajayi. I know you guys don't like Ajayi. Crowell. He's got Crabtree. He's got Jimmy Graham. He's got Stephon Diggs. Not in love with the Terrence West pick. Then he's got Dante Moncrief. Terrence West pick, only reason why I'm not as in love with it is because I think he didn't have to pick him there.
No, that was definitely a reach. But I mean, be ready, because you're judging the teams at the end between me, Steve, and Mike. But
I also don't like Eddie Lacy as the Darling / Dirty Jobs last pick. But we'll see what he'll follow it up on. He's coming up with the 9th pick now, so we'll see what he does.
It's my pick.
You don't like Eddie Lacy, you said?
No, I just don't think that giving someone incentive.
So
I like having a job with bonuses. That's cool. But, I mean, bonus?
If you've ever listened to me before, you'll know that there's nobody who detests Eddie Cheeseburger Lacy more than I do, right?
Yeah,
But
I know. We've
this
done
guy
shows together, but
just been abysmal the whole entire time. But man, when I watched him yesterday, whew, that guy's looking sharp again.
I
man.
will say,
Like he's running with some fire under his butt too.
I mean, dude, you took him in the end of the late round of the end of the 8th round. No, the beginning of the 8th round. So I take that back. I mean, the only thing I will say that you screwed up royally on is you should have picked Kareem Hunt or Frank Gore or Theo Riddick. Those guys are much safer. But Eddie Lacy has super high upside if they just give him the ball. But they have so many guys that I don't think they're going to give him the ball. That's a problem there.
Ooh.
Kenny Britt, Rashad Matthews. I like Kenny Britt.
I like them both. I really do. I like Kenny Britt and Rashard Matthews this year. I think Rashard Matthews. I think that's going to be a high octane team.
I love Rashard Matthews.
They picked up a few more weapons this year, but just think about how much he was getting utilized towards the end of the season last year, and I just feel like everybody kind of forgot about that. Like they kind of fell off the board, but Tennessee really didn't have too many reasons to play anymore. So I don't know. I feel like he can actually come out and be a. He was a wide receiver one plenty of weeks in a row there at the end.
Yeah. I absolutely love that pick. Rashard Matthews is my sleeper for the 3rd year in a row. It's ridiculous. What is wrong with people? Decker has to learn. You know, Corey Davis has to learn.
Please
Rashard
don't act
Matthews
like Deckard is not an elite receiver. Please
yeah,
don't act
sure
like
he is. But he's still got to learn the offense. And he's still just going to be a red zone. For me, I'm thinking. He's not going to be the lead receiver there. Rashard Matthews is. I mean, you give the guy over 5 targets a game. He's a 2 or 1. Like, you just look at the numbers. They're there. So everything that Dr. Kane, Dirty Jobs said is accurate, and that's ridiculous. And what is this? That's 12th, 13th round? That's
Right.
stealing.
Well, I mean, I just took the number 1 running back for the Patriots, so
Oh, yeah, that's true.
James White. I love him. I called him. I remember we always do bets in the Super Bowl. Who do you think's the MVP going to be? And I was like, $10, James White. Tom Brady won the MVP. James White should have won the MVP for that Super Bowl.
Yeah, dude. He's Tom Brady. He loses that nothing.
But realistically, I picked James White on the sole fact that he's Dion Lewis younger, less injury prone. Bill trusts him. Rex Burkhead hasn't showed me enough. Bolden's Bolden. Gillislee, I don't know. I didn't see enough of him to make me trust him per se. But James White, I feel like, is the guy right now.
I still think Gillislee is the number 1 guy to have there, and then kind of more on the Burkhead train. I just think that
but you were on that trade when he was on Cincinnati, so.
And he was
but he did show potential. I mean, when he was given the opportunity. So I mean, I can't really. Yeah, I mean, I was, but there's reason behind it. I just think that he passes the eye test, and that's one of the reasons why I'm in love with guys like Zach Zenner, Chris Thompson, and they just don't get a shot.
You just like white running backs.
Hey, Chris Thompson is a black man.
But
Zach Zenner,
I think you're being racist. I think you're being racist. I think that's why you like the white running backs, because they're a minority.
Can run.
Was Peyton Manning?
They can't jump. They can't jump, but they can run.
They can
but
run.
They can run.
They can run really hard and really angry.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Danny Woodhead. Come on.
Danny Woodhead's sick. Danny Woodhead is great.
Yeah.
All right, so you took Rashad Matthews, then what? Kenny Galladay, James White, Zay Jones, who I was thinking about, but I can't trust the Bills. I was thinking about Zay Jones, though I do like him. LeGarrette Blount, who rumored are he's getting cut from Philly, which I think would be so stupid if they did
Smallwood.
that. Smallwood should start, but LeGarrette Blount should be their red zone threat. Like he should be. They're just dumb. Then Jason Witten, Jameis Winston, Jaquiz Rogers, who I think is a steal for at least 3 games and could take over the starting spot for Doug Martin. Who knows? Matt Forte, Corey Coleman, who I do like, Taylor Gabriel. I like that pick. I mean, if what Atlanta's saying is true and they're not giving up and they're blah, blah, blah. He'll be useful. Then you got
Gabriel.
Hunter Henry, which I'm pissed about because I wanted to wait longer for him. But
Can we
I
talk
like
about
Hunter-
Taylor Gabriel for a second, or just this round in particular? Because this is a really good round. I think this is probably the sleeper round so
I
far.
think everyone got people that have the
Everyone
potential
got
to-
someone solid other than Garrett's question marks, but he still has super high upside, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
He got
we're-
16
no-
touchdowns last year.
Right. And then if Forte can stick it together, I mean, come on. You're potentially getting a 1. Corey Coleman, he could potentially be a 1 if Osweiler's not his quarterback. But, I mean, if you look at the Browns receivers, every year they have a number 1 wide receiver. Just look. Go back and look. Maybe not the whole season, but good half of the season at least.
Yeah.
Before Terrell Pryor, before RG3 came on and just ruined just straight ruined Terrell Pryor's just scoring potential. He was a top 10 guy through weeks 10. From 1 to 10, he was a top 10 guy. That's insane. So, I mean, and he was a Brown. I mean, they didn't have any great quarterbacks, but you look at the year before that, they had Travis Benjamin. Travis Benjamin, you know, we know he got injured last year.
I think he'll be great this year. I like Travis Benjamin a lot. He's actually
got a shot
for me.
He's definitely got a shot. I mean, he's shown flashes. He's another just unhealthy guy. But yeah, I mean, this is a really good round. You got Marcus Mariota, Cam Newton, Ben Roethlisberger. We had 4 quarterbacks go so late, and they're all legit, possibly top 5 guys. And there was like you can argue that there will be top 5 guys.
Well, James
I
White
like
could work
all
out.
5 of those guys.
Yeah, that's insane. Then you got Jason Witten, who's going to be probably a very safe number 1 tight end.
Yeah, he always
Right?
in a PPR he's always safe.
Yeah, and a PPR, Zay Jones is going to be really good. I think round 13, man. If you can move up or move down, I should say, right? Get another. Say you're trading up your first round pick, right before the draft, or this week somebody offer you their first round. They're going to give you they're going to give you back their second and third or something. Or say the other way around, you're looking at a first, and if you could get a 13th or something like that, you're just looking at, well, 13th round's not going to be anything. But look at this round. I mean, you can possibly get some good. Rashard Matthews?
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't trade. I mean, if it was,
If somebody's trading you the number 10th overall, right? No, if somebody's giving you, they're at 7, right? And they're giving you their second round pick and their third round pick. So you're drafting Gurley and Hopkins here based off of this. And then now you're getting 10th overall. So now you're getting Melvin Gordon, you know, and you have another first round pick. And then you follow that up with James White. So you got Melvin Gordon, James White for Todd Gurley and D-Hop.
yeah,
Now, if you're saying that James White is going to be a number 1, you just won that deal, I believe. Because, I mean, or it's close to it. You know, I mean, Todd Gurley, we don't know what he's going to do, D-Hop. You know, so it's speculative. But I think we can all say Melvin Gordon is the safest guy out of the trade. Yeah, so starting the 14th, looks like we're back at it. Phillip Rivers, another great pick. Then Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry, his tight end, went next. Joe Williams, nice sleeper. Jamal Williams, nice sleeper. Samaje Perine, nice sleeper. And Gio Bernard, another nice sleeper. He finished last year basically like 5 points away from RB3, and he missed like 6 games. So, yes, Joe Mixon will be there. Yes, Jeremy Hill will be there. But Gio Bernard used to go in the second round. You drafted Gio Bernard in the second round a couple years ago.
Well, and he's a pass catcher.
Yeah, he's a pass catching back.
Yeah, he's a pass catching back.
Did we forget about him? You know, like, yes, we did. We clearly forgot about him.
I almost feel like the Joe Mixon hype is too much hype.
It's way too much hype.
He's not Ezekiel Elliott. Like, you guys need to relax. Christian McCaffrey has no one in front of him.
I think all of the rookies are way too hyped, and it's all because Ezekiel Elliott. And every year, people are just drafting rookies earlier and earlier.
Christian McCaffrey, his only competition is an aging Stewart. So Christian McCaffrey, like, yeah, I can see they paved the way for him to be the guy. But Joe Mixon, like, Gio and Hill are still young. They were decent last year.
Yeah.
They were both fantastic 2 years ago. Like,
Cook and Mixon are the only ones that I really like. Fournette is being...
You got Latavius Murray there. He's only 28, and he looked great last year, too. The Raiders
Dalvin's stud. Dalvin's...
I got Lat Murray carrying the load for a while.
He could be a number one this year, and Murray's got to get healthy first, and he doesn't even know his role. He might vulture. If he does, he might, he's still going to...
Oh, once he's healthy, he'll definitely, at minimum, be a vulture. At minimum, mark my words.
I think he has a super high chance to be an RB2, Dalvin Cook. And I think he'd probably finish closer to the top end. So I like Dalvin Cook and Christian McCaffrey the most out of the rookies. Leonard Fournette going way too high, I think. All the rest of the rookies just going way too high.
Well, Leonard Fournette, I feel like Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt I like just because his value is so good right now.
Yeah.
And the chance is there for him, so I like him. But Leonard Fournette and McCaffrey, I feel like, are the two best running backs right now in the draft. Personally, my personal opinion. It's my personal opinion. But the Jags haven't had a run game in like 5 years. Since the year before MJD went to the Raiders. Yeah. And they were only good because MJD was a god. The dude didn't go down. I just don't get it.
Yeah, so after that, we got another sleeper in James Winston. Wow. Thanks, Cam Newton. Is this right? This is insane. What is going on with this draft? This is not a typical draft. I know we like to draft quarterbacks late.
Someone was saying that the app crashed on them, which it happens. This is a brand new thing, but it's not a big deal. We'll just tell the guys tonight, and they'll bang it out, and it'll be good by tomorrow. And
and this is the 11th round.
My pick.
Sorry, I think I said 13th for some player.
Have you guys noticed how everyone forgot about Travis Benjamin this year? No one even talks about him as a factor at all in the Chargers.
And he's so good.
He's so good. Yeah. He's Keenan Allen light.
Well, Keenan Allen healthy.
Well, he hasn't been healthy either, though. That's
one
the
season.
deal.
He got hurt once.
Yeah.
Well, 2 seasons. I mean, because he didn't finish. I don't think he finished the season for the Browns. I don't think he finished. I think he got injured that year.
You got to think about this though. For the Browns in 2015, he had 68 catches for 966 yards.
He was a stud.
And 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, he was a stud at the beginning of the year.
Yards on under 70 catches, and then he had 47 for 677 and 4 touchdowns last year before missing the majority of the season.
Right.
He's going to be targeted a lot.
They just have so many pieces, man.
They have so many of the exact same receiver.
Yeah, they have duplicates of it's like they walked in the store and was like, "Oh, I like that shirt. I'm gonna buy 3 of them." Yeah. It's insane. But that's good. That is really good value if Travis Benjamin is healthy. And Matthew Stafford. Wow, so late. This is insane.
What? The guy who has more targets than he knows what to do with. Get on my squad. Man's going to throw a ton of picks, but you know what? Eli Manning has tons of elite wide receiver talent with Odell Beckham and Brandon Marshall, and Sterling Shepard is so good. So, I'm happy with that. They already said Shane Vereen is looking to lead the backfield, and he's a receiving back. I feel like Eli Manning's going to be slinging.
When did they say that? I missed that report. They say he's going to lead the backfield?
Last week, they said they were giving Vereen the nod to possibly lead the backfield.
It was probably some beat reporter. Even though I buy it. Not lead. I don't think anyone's leading that backfield. Yeah, I think that he'd get more snaps just because, look, 2 years ago, he was the number 2 receiver on the Giants. We were so bad that all we had was Beckham and Vereen, and then he got injured. But he was putting up wide receiver numbers. He was, giving you 15 points a game, just, 7 catches, 8 catches, 60 yards, 70 yards, and then he might get a touchdown or 2. So it's not that eye-raising, but, we're going to have to wait and see. And luckily, we don't have to wait that long. That's the beauty about it.
Jamal Charles is taken after.
They're saying that he might today's preseason.
It's C.J. Anderson. C.J. Anderson's going to own that backfield.
I disagree with you there.
Who do you think, Booker?
Nope.
Jamal Charles?
Nope.
Okay, spit it out.
There's another guy there.
Sure there is. Some
He's a
person you're
rookie.
making up right now.
You know. Come on, you know.
I'm sure he
Mike.
says.
I don't.
You don't know?
I don't recall.
Who else do you have back there?
I don't really care for Denver, so I don't know.
Yeah, but it's Mike's team.
Like, by a bunch. But I'm just so not excited about their...
D'Angelo Henderson. Ring a bell to you?
Yeah.
D'Angelo Anderson?
D'Angelo Henderson.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking of CJ's team still.
I think he is the best rookie back that no one is talking about right now.
Well, he's probably going to stay the best rookie back that no one talks about because he's not going to start.
You know I'm going to start talking about him just because I like to talk about the obscures.
Yeah, you like making up names. It's fine. like Bruce Ellington last year when no one knew about him, and he'll be productive for a week, and that's it.
Yeah, he got injured, but hey, he was productive in that preseason game. Maybe
the only person I honestly can remember where I was like, hey, you guys might not know who this person is, but he's going to be good, and I was right with, was Cameron Meredith. And I was like, hey, no one might know who Cameron Meredith is, but y'all might want to pick him up because he's going to be great. And he had a little run.
Definitely had a little run.
But, I mean, he was no Alshon, but he was decent for a little while. I don't know. You're pretty good at calling the sleepers, so I can't say you're wrong, but you're definitely not right.
Oh man,
What do you think your biggest call was? Because I know I got LeGarrette Blount. I called LeGarrette Blount last year. I called him week 3 when he was doing well.
You know what? It's tough to say. I have to listen back because I'm always just calling some guy, and I hit probably. I want to say I hit maybe, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn at all. So I'm going to say a low number, like 50% I hit.
I would say more than that, honestly.
I do think it's more than 50, but I don't want to
hit. The guys you hit, they're never unbelievable. As bad as they're always productive.
Yeah,
it's always something I wouldn't want them on my team, but if I had them, I probably wouldn't drop them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go out of my way for them, but it's if I need someone, yeah, they're going to be good.
That's tough, though. I want to say Tevin Coleman for a while last year. Tevin Coleman, when I got him and nobody was buying into him, and then after he, put it together a couple of good games, I flipped him.
Yeah.
But Enunwa was a decent one.
Yeah, you called Quincy Enunwa. You definitely did. Bruce Ellington, you called, unfortunately got hurt.
Yeah. I threw out a lot of names last year.
Hey, Mike, you're new to the show, so I feel bad for not giving you the opportunity to have these calls, but I'm sure you'll get some this year. I mean, I had Christine Michael, which I know is a joke, but he was decent for the Seahawks for a while last year.
He certainly was. Yep.
My biggest call I've ever made was and please admit this, when everyone was pumped about Brock Osweiler. Everyone going to the Texans, and I was like, he is so bad. And I remember arguing with, I think it was Chris, I know it was at least Nick, Ocean back when he was here, was all about Osweiler. Adam was about him, and I was like, he's terrible, he's not a good quarterback, he's had one productive game, and he went to the Texans and did nothing.
Beasley was another one that I picked last year that was productive for you, but maybe,
I like how Who's just completely ignores me. He's like, how good am I? Yeah, I'm pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
All right, let's catch up on this draft real quick. So we had Giovanni Bernard. Then it went, I never say his name right, Samaje
P. Ryan.
Yeah, you definitely pronounced that weird, but that name. Jamal Williams, Joe Williams, who I like better than Jamal, Hunter Henry, Phillip Rivers, Cole Beasley, Andy Dalton, Alvin Kamara. Oh, he's the kid who broke off that huge touchdown run. Guys, there's Ingram and Peterson there. He's not going to start.
No.
Jack Doyle, Josh Doxson, Kevin White. I do like those picks because they're sleeper picks. They could break out. Dak Prescott, Eric Decker, Jamal Charles, Eli Manning, Matt Stafford, Carson Wentz, Darren Sproles, Ted Ginn, Robbie Anderson, don't draft anyone on the Jets.
That's not true.
Cooper
Draft
Kupp.
Robbie Anderson, especially if the quarterback is what's that guy name?
Hackenberg?
Bryce Petty. If Bryce Petty wins the job, then Robbie Anderson's going to be very useful. But regardless, he's the number one guy. Somebody's going to score points. But yes, I will say Bilal Powell's going to be the one you want out of the Jets.
All right, so
you ended it
Bilal
with Robbie
Powell's
Anderson.
I ended with Robbie Anderson, then with Cooper Kupp, Sterling Shepard, John Ross, Latavius Murray, great value. O.J. Howard, Tyrod Taylor, my sleeper tight end with Julius Thomas, and we're all caught up now.
We are caught up in
Thomas a lot this year. I think
Julius Thomas.
He got such a big upgrade with Jay Cutler going down there. I think he's going to be very productive.
I will say that's a good point. It's a good point, Mike. I don't think anyone's really talking about that. I think other people are talking about the other pieces. So I do like that, and I like that. Yeah, I like that from both of you guys. Yeah. I will say about Josh Doxson, I think he's at this point, Ryan Grant has probably shown more. And Ryan Grant should probably be getting drafted where Josh Doxson is, even though Josh Doxson has the upside. But there's no way he's going to get on the field unless Terrell Pryor catches an injury.
Right.
Which Terrell Pryor definitely could catch an injury.
He can.
I wouldn't wish ill on anyone. Yeah. It's just one of those things where he could. Let's check out who's left from running backs, who I think would be a steal. Dion Lewis is here. No. Charlie Sims. No. Marlon Mack. He is someone who, as much as I hate preseason, is actually impressing me. And he could take over the starting job.
I think it was against third stringers. I think if anyone's going to take the job, it's going to be Turbin.
See, I think Turbin's that guy.
I like Turbin.
He's good, but he's not there's no wow factor. I like Turbin. He's on the Seahawks. I was a fan of him. I had him when the Colts first got him. I had him, but he's just he's the safe bet. He's the LeGarrette Blount. You know what you're going to get from him, and that's all you're going to get. You know what I mean?
Which is what Frank Gore is.
But Frank Gore is also an animal.
Right. But, I mean, I don't think...
Frank Gore is guaranteeing you 2 yards a game, 2 yards per carry minimum. So when you're first and goal on the 2-yard line, Frank Gore's got that.
Yeah, but Turbin's been the goal line back there. He had 8 touchdowns last year. Well, yeah, what is he, 27 at this point? 26, 27?
Marlon Mack is just a young running back that I think has the potential to step up this year.
I think next year is where you want him, though. For Dynasty, I think next year is where I'd feel a little bit more comfortable with him.
Well, what round are we in? The 15th round? Yeah, my last pick, Mr. Relevant. Yeah. It was either him or Josh Gordon in case he ever gets reinstated.
Right. That wouldn't have been a bad pick either.
I actually drafted him in my big money league because we went 16 rounds. And I genuinely didn't think I needed anyone else, so I took Josh Gordon, and everyone laughed. And I was like, "You won't be laughing if he gets reinstated."
I think we took him in the Scott Fishbowl league, one of the last picks in the round.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's is Josh Gordon going to get reinstated? I have no idea. I don't even think Goddell knows at this point. But if he does, and you get him, because people have kind of forgotten about him, and you get him, he could be one of those guys. It's just hey. You just got a potential number one receiver on your team, who the Browns probably aren't going to keep.
Is potentially the same thing, other than I wouldn't agree with Marlon Mack, but the other guys, and Charles Sims, I also don't believe in him. Connor did most of his work against the third team also. So, I'll throw out Connor, Sims, and Marlon Mack. But Henderson, Jonathan Williams, DeAndre Washington, and Dion Lewis are all guys that could potentially start for you at some point in the season. Man, this is a great last round, but that's why they're last round flyers. And those guys, these are probably going to be the first guys that you cut bait, and that's going to be a mistake. They're going to end up being a top 10 guy on some other team, and that's going to be that for you.
Now, you need to be a favor, because this was the last round. Me, Darling, and Steve, the producer, have already drafted. You mind just giving a quick look over and see who you think's team shook out to be the best?
Really quick, He's got David Johnson, Aaron Rodgers, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. He's got some high octane guys with David Johnson, Rodgers. I feel like this is a middle of the pack type of team. Rojas, he's got Bell, he's got Baldwin, Christian McCaffrey, Spencer Ware, Julian Edelman. I like this team, Jay Rojas. I think this is probably the better team so far, despite Spencer Ware, despite my dislike for him. So if Spencer Ware hits, then this probably is my favorite team so far, even though I'm on the second team. Julio Jones for the third team to start his team, Brandon Cooks, Rob Gronkowski, Carlos Hyde, Bilal Powell, Darren McFadden. I liked the start of his draft, even though there's there's just too many ifs with this team. My favorite picks are Russell Wilson, Darren McFadden, Bilal Powell. You can't go wrong with Julio Jones, so I'm not going to give you that pick. So I will say that. Hakuna Matata, LaShawn McCoy, Terrell Pryor, Dalvin Cook, Larry Fitzgerald, Kelvin Benjamin, Jeremy Maclin. That's a really nice core of receivers there, and he has two really good running backs. Then he has Zach Ertz, which is a really good tight end. Cameron Meredith, good sleeper. Duke Johnson, good sleeper. Marcus Mariota, Cooper Kupp, Deion Lewis. This may have taken over for my favorite team so far. Then Steve has a really good team I like, other than the Paul Perkins pick. I dislike that. Samaje Perine, I think if this was his team, I think he'd end up cutting Perine and then regretting it later, probably later in the season, but he won't do anything from now. Same thing with Josh Doctson. He might cut him. Connor, same thing with him. Sterling Shepard. So I like the way Steve started. I don't like the way he ended. He has a middle of the pack team for me as well. Team Perez. I like he's got Odell Beckham, Des Bryant, Fournette. He's got Drew Brees, Mark Ingram, Gillislee, Brandon Marshall. He's got Theo Riddick. This is a really you're expecting touchdowns here. This whole team is banking on touchdowns, I feel like, especially with Des Bryant, Mike Gillislee, you're expecting touchdowns. Brandon Marshall, you're expecting touchdowns. Martellus Bennett. For me, there's too much ifs with this team. I like his first two picks, but you can't go wrong with Odell Beckham and Des Bryant. So I'm going to throw his team out as not my favorites as well. ISU Jeff, he's got Freeman, Amari Cooper, Demaryius Thomas. He's got Martavis Bryant, Joe Mixon, Matt Ryan. I really like his team, other than he got really this whole draft was weird because a lot of talent fell. So he got Jordan Reed really late. I don't know why Reed went that late. It's kind of ridiculous. I know he's dealing with a little bit of an issue, but he always does. I mean, you're drafting him because he's going to be on the field at some point. You back him up with Witten. That's great. So I think he's in my three, my top three conversations so far. I really like the Frank Gore, Jonathan Stewart pick. Martavis Bryant has a lot of high upside. Demaryius Thomas, I think he's going to be close to a 1. So I really like his team as well. Suck My Dixon, AJ Green, Todd Gurley, DeAndre Hopkins, Ty Montgomery, Danny Woodhead, Sammy Watkins. This team doesn't really excite me. It's feel like there's a lot of bust factor, but also a lot of high upside with his team. It's kind of like an all guts, guts no glory team, I feel, but he did get Watkins late. He got a lot of guys late. It's fine. It's a fine team. I thought he reached for Montgomery. I think Woodhead probably would have been a better pick there, but he still ended up with Woodhead in the 5th round. So I think Woodhead should have probably went the 4th. Moving on, Jay Money, got Jordy. He got Shea Ajayi. He's got Isaiah Crowell, Crabtree, Jimmy Graham, Stephon Diggs, Terrence West. I like this team a lot. I mean, he waited super long for a quarterback, and it paid off dividends. I mean, Stephon Diggs in the 6th round. He's got Moncrief in the 8th round, Zay Jones in the 10th round, Ben Roethlisberger in the 11th. Oh, my God. This value is disgustingly good. J Money is probably winning so far. And then we got Max. Max has great running back core. His wide receivers are really good too, though. So he's got Melvin Gordon, he's got Zeke, he's got Keenan Allen, he's got Alshon, Amir Abdullah, He's got Devontae Adams. He's got Marvin Jones, Kareem Hunt. Max has a really great team. Max is winning so far the Sleeper Wire, guys.
Hell yeah.
And Wolf, 8. He's got Mike Evans, Michael Thomas, Marshawn Lynch, Tom Brady, C.J. Anderson, Greg Olson, Pierre Garçon. These are some seasoned people that play in these drafts. These are not guys that you're just coming in here like, oh, let me just draft with the Sleeper Wire guys. No, these guys are bringing their A game, and this is another really good team. He waited on running back. He got Marshawn Lynch. If he pops, that's great. If he's got C.J. Anderson, if he pops, that's great. He's got a lot of ifs. He's got Jeremy Hill. He's considered the starter. But, I mean, you look at everywhere else. He's got Pierre Garçon. Right now, I got Pierre Garçon right in the tail end. He's a wide receiver 2 for me, right at the back end. Then Deshaun Jackson, he's going to be boom or bust, but he's a flex. Kenny Golladay, same thing. Rex Burkhead, he could potentially start and be a goal line back. A lot of talent there. A lot of talent, Wolf. And then Dr. Kane, Dirty Jobs, last but certainly not least, DeMarco Murray, Jordan Howard, Allen Robinson, Devontae Adams, Manny Sanders, Doug Martin, Derrick Henry, Eddie Lacy, Kenny Britt, Rashard Matthews, Taylor Gabriel, Carson Wentz, Evan Ingram, and D'Angelo Henderson. Man, this is a great, great sleeper team, like top to bottom. He's got guys that this is a great value / sleeper team. So he's got Lacy in the 8th round. If Lacy turns out to just have just that one off year, because every other year he's been good. Right? I mean,
right.
Am I wrong? I think he was bad just 1 year.
He's been okay every year. Yeah.
I think he was just bad that 1 year. So, yeah, it's crazy. Then he's got Doug Martin after the 3 games. This is a really good team, too, man. Mike might have my favorite team.
You son of a bitch.
Man, and you know what? I really like the Simeon news as well for Sanders. I think Sanders had a lot of games. Yeah, like I counted, he had like five games where he finished 4 games where he finished a 1. And then he had plenty of others where he finished a 2, and then a couple where he finished a 3. But I just think that now that you know who you have under center, that's going to be great for Sanders as well as Thomas. But I think this is that's super value. That's insane. I mean, he's a wide receiver 2 in my book, and Adams is a 1 for me. He's a back end 1, but he's still a 1 for me. And Allen Robinson, where I really have Allen Robinson as a wide receiver 3 if he pops. A high upside wide receiver 3, but still, I've put him there just off of Bortles, Henny, that whole situation. If he pops, obviously, we already know what he can do. So that's where I'd worry about the most, spending that type of high capital there. So that's the only thing I kind of really dislike about Dirty Jobs. And yeah, definitely stole me with that D'Angelo Henderson pick right there. So
that's how I roll. I knew it. I was like, I'll pick a Who's sleeper. You got to forget, I was listening to you guys at this point in time last year. I wasn't actually a part of it. So
right.
Listening to Who's has won me some championships. So
yeah,
that's bullshit. You're listening to me and you know it. But
I was listening to both of you. Actually, all of you guys were solid. So that's
short.
You can't beat join them, right?
There you go.
Short of you thinking that Dirty Jobs' team is better than mine, which is just blasphemy, I pretty much agree with your entire assessment of everyone's team. This is a really good draft all around.
It really was. So great job to the. I'm really impressed by everyone that waited. Everyone waited for the quarterback. So if you wait, I mean, if you listen to us, you're probably waiting, But if it's your first time, and this is your first time listening, and you can't see the draft board, but if you're just listening and envisioning how the draft board came out, this is what you want to do. You want to wait. You want to get Matt Ryan in the 6th round, and and he's only the 4th quarterback taken there. That's
Brady 4th.
Yeah, that's what you want.
I've never seen that before. I don't think
this is the weirdest draft I've been a part of, and I haven't quite been a part of it. I've been viewing it, but. It's a great one at the same time, because this is what you want to do. All this red at the bottom is lovely, and the people that waited, like Dr. Kane, grabbing Carson Wentz, and I don't even like Carson Wentz, but he waited still, and he can drop Carson Wentz if anything and pick up Trevor Siemian. So like if Trevor Siemian's bad, I mean if Carson Wentz is bad, he could pick up Trevor Siemian or Goff if Goff does well.
Dirty Jobs, what do you think? You agree with Hoose's assessment of these teams?
I do, yeah. I honestly, I really feel bad for about 3 or 4 of the drafts that I'm going to be in this year, because these guys are just, they like to pretend that they're into fantasy and things like that. But I mean, they do their draft once a year and that's it. They don't mock. They don't do anything else. And so when we mock with these guys, and I mean, we're talking about a solid slate of people here. I mean, all 11 I could take any one of these teams and be completely happy with having that for a season or to begin my season. And I mean, it's almost not even fair to the other people now. I'm just going to slay them in this next draft.
All right. Yeah. Well, we are pressed for time, but I want to thank everyone again for joining us in this draft held on SleeperBot, the amazing app. Hoos, can you tell these people where they can find you and love you?
You can find me on that amazing app that you're drafting on. Prophet Hoos, I'm out there pushing alerts for you, leaving a little bit of analysis here and there. Find me also on Twitter. You can find me at Hoos the Prophet on Instagram.
Sleepwire Show on Twitter, Sleepwire on Facebook, Sleepwire on Instagram.
You're on Dash Radio. We're on Dash Radio as well.
Oh, yes. We are on Dash Radio's Friday at 4.
Friday at 4.
Just lighten up those airwaves. Now, Mr. Darling, where can the folks show you some love?
You can find me on SleeperWire at Dr. Ken. You can see all the nasty stuff, and today was actually just some really cool Eclipse pictures that I took. Instagram at Dirty Jobs Mike. So,
all right, guys. I'm Twitterless Max. You can find me on SleeperBot at MaxSW. I am on Fantasy Life, but I like to keep the name secret because I like just kind of reading and poking, giving advice randomly. It's fun for me. But that being said, thank you for joining us. See you next week's mock.
Champions from the SleeperWire Fantasy Football Show will help you win your fantasy football championship. SleeperWire, Friday 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. SleeperWire on Dash